Welcome to MMA Under 10. I'm your host, John Strasser.
I'm the co-host, Alex Hughes.
And I know you're saying to yourself, there's no way those guys have ever trained MMA. And that's true. We've never been in a fight. But between the both of us, we own 2 UFC video games. So I'm pretty sure that makes us experts. So UFC 117 was this past Saturday, and let's just get right into it. Junior Dos Santos becomes the new #1 contender to the heavyweight title. And does he have any kind of shot against the winner of Brock Lesnar and Cain Velasquez?
No, I don't think so at all. I mean, he should have. I think Brock Lesnar or Cain Velasquez both would have finished Roy Nelson, no problem. And if he couldn't finish Nelson, then I think it's. I think he's got no shot.
So who do you think he would fight? Do you think Lesnar's going to take Velasquez?
I think Lesnar's going to beat Velasquez, and then I guess Lesnar's probably going to steamroll Dos Santos because I think Velasquez is way better than Dos Santos.
Well, the way I see it is Carwin came real close to beating Lesnar.
Yeah.
Because he's a superior striker. And then his body gave out on him, and Lesnar took him down. I don't see that happening to Dos Santos where his body gives out or he gasses or anything like that.
No.
And, he's a jiu-jitsu black belt under the Nogueira brothers. So, if Lesnar takes him down, I don't think he'll have such an easy time with him. I still don't know if he can win the fight, but I think he has a puncher's chance, especially seeing what Carwin did to Lesnar on the feet.
Yeah, I don't know. When you talk about taking him down, though, I think Lesnar's too big. I think Lesnar's too big to handle on the ground. I think if Lesnar gets on top of you, you're fucked, no matter who you are.
I'd say that's legitimate. So Dos Santos becomes the #1 contender with a decision victory over Roy Nelson. Then, in what was probably the biggest surprise for me, Matt Hughes submits Ricardo Almeida.
That was crazy.
Did you see that happening at all?
I did not see that happening at all. I was way off the Hughes bandwagon, and I have been for a while. I just thought he was done, washed up pretty much. And Ricardo Almeida is definitely an up-and-coming contender, and he, almost knocked him out with the left. And then, what was that choke?
It almost looked like a bulldog when he first got it, and then it was just like an arm triangle, I believe.
It was messed up. I don't know how he choked him out with that. It was insane.
Apparently, if you have any connection to the Gracies, you should not fight Matt Hughes. So he TKOs Hughes in the first round.
Yeah.
Then he decisions Matt Serra, destroys Renzo Gracie, and then...
Ricardo Almeida.
Yep. So, what's next for Hughes?
I don't even know. Who does he fight in the welterweight division right now? I can't even think of any contenders. Maybe Alves?
He's won 3 in a row.
I guess he fights Alves.
Well, I don't think Dana White's going to let Alves continue to fight at 170 since he's had such a hard time making weight.
Yeah. Well, who else? Because Fitch is moving up. Fitch is going to fight GSP again, it looks like.
Or Koscheck. You can't rule that out.
Yeah.
Okay, you ruled it out. So we just hit on that. John Fitch wins another decision, which happens frequently for him, over Thiago Alves. Does Fitch even have a chance in the title fight against either Koscheck or GSP?
I think he does. I really got behind Fitch. It looks like he's doing a lot better. He seems like he's improving. He does the same thing pretty much every fight. He just dominates, from top position. People can't get out of it. But, he went 5 rounds with GSP last time. And GSP, Fitch, you can't knock Fitch out easily. Fitch hit him with that head kick in the last title fight, which he should have been out on, and he didn't go down. So, I think if he stays in there, and I don't know, a wrestling match with GSP, though, isn't necessarily a great idea either, but I think it'd be close.
I think GSP steamrolls him again, but that's just me. And we'll go to the main event, which was Fight of the Night, where Chael Sonnen controlled 23 minutes out of a 25-minute fight and still ended up losing.
Insane.
Do you want to see an immediate rematch?
I don't know if it's probably not going to happen. It might, because there's really nobody else in the middleweight division left. So it might happen.
It's either a rematch or Vitor Belfort.
It'll probably be Belfort, and then Chael Sonnen. Either that, or do you think? No, they won't give Silva that much time off. I was gonna say Silva, or Sonnen Belfort maybe, but that probably won't happen.
It depends on how long Silva's going to be out. But Sonnen was trying to suggest they could have Silva and Sonnen be coaches on the next Ultimate Fighter, and that would lead up to another huge fight.
How is Silva going to coach people? He can't even speak English.
I don't think that matters. No, Garrett can barely speak English, and he coached.
Okay.
So, I mean, you got enough people, enough trainers that it could happen. And plus, you know, who wouldn't want to see an entire season of Chael Sonnen talking trash? Because nobody does it better than that guy.
Yeah, that's true.
So, it looks like we've recapped the 117. Knockout of the night went to Stefan Struve.
That was crazy.
It looked like he was out of the fight and came back in the second round and knocked that guy out. Submission of the night, Matt Hughes and Anderson Silva both get it.
Mm-hmm.
Some surprising results from the undercard. Dustin Haslett lost by TKO to Rick Story. And that's 2 in a row for him after he was looking so good with all the submissions of the night.
I love the barn cat,
So
too.
what does, that's Tandem McCrory, but whatever.
I thought I got it right.
So now, where does he go? But not only that, Ben Saunders lost to Dennis Hallman, who has been like 0-5 in his current run in the UFC.
And he didn't look that terrible against, I mean, Fitch dominated him like he does everybody else, but he didn't look terrible.
You can't say anything against the Fitch fight because, you know, who hasn't, like you said. But,
yeah.
I mean, does he keep him around? You cut him and let him work up some victories in the...
He's not going to be out after this fight. No, I don't think they will. I mean, I think they keep him in for at least one more. Because he did, I mean, because he stepped up for the Fitch fight, mostly. I mean, he's going to get a lot of credit for that. And
I'll give you that.
So I say they keep him in one more, but if he lost to some guy who's 0-5, that's bad.
I don't know if that's statistically correct, but I know in his previous fight he was knocked out by John Howard with 5 seconds left.
Or the other guy.
Hallman, yeah. So, I know he's lost to Frank Trigg, I believe Jorge Rivera. I don't know. He's not done well. But he does hold 2 submission wins over Matt Hughes, including one in like 19 seconds. So that was like 8 years ago.
Wow.
So we're coming close to the 10-minute mark. So we just recapped 117. It was an awesome night of fights. We got 118 just less than 3 weeks away. So it's our first episode, so we'll talk about our favorite fights of all time. Mine would be Nick Diaz versus Robbie Lawler at UFC 47. I love it when people talk a bunch of shit, and Nick Diaz is the only one that I know of that actually keeps a running commentary during the fight with the guy. The whole time he's taunting Robbie Lawler, who's supposed to be, you know, ruthless and knocking people out, and Diaz controls the stand-up almost the entire fight. And it's one of those classic knockouts where the guy actually falls forward, and you know, it's just great. And from that point on, I was hooked. What about you?
Diaz knocked out Lawler.
Oh yeah, it was great.
I really liked Huerta versus Guida. That's probably one of my favorite fights. Just because, like, Guida pretty much had Huerta in the second round, like knocked out, and Huerta was on the ground, and he even said post fight that he can't remember like at least 30 seconds of the fight. I mean, He was just ragdoll, you know, just instinct, just trying to defend. But in the third round, like right before they, you know, started again, like they panned over to Huerta, and he had this like look in his eye, like, I'm gonna beat this guy's ass. Like, I mean, you could see the determination, and he came out there and knocked him down and got, I think it was a rear naked choke. Yeah. Yep, rear naked choke. So that's what I got.
I'd say that's a good choice. Well, that's the end of our first episode for MMA Under 10. And I know you're saying to yourself, I hope they don't have another one. It'll get better. It's our first time. Little jitters out of the way. So we hope you tune in next time for an analysis of 118, possibly WEC that's happening, and also Strikeforce. So goodbye.